So, how you say something is just as important, if not more important than
what you say.
The medium is the message and all that. Richie Haven's Freedom that he performed at Woodstock 69 is exceedingly simple lyrically. If you'll allow me, I will quote the song. Freedom. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from my home, singing freedom. Sometimes I feel like I'm gone a long, long, long way from my home. Clap your hands now. Hey, I got a telephone in my bosom, and I can call him up from my heart. When I need my brother, I cry brother. When I need my sister, hey sister. Hey father, father. Hey mother, mother. Freedom. Yeah. Now, did that feel weird? Of course it did. This is not the way you're supposed to experience those words. Music is not poetry, is not prose. It is an uncharitable reading to judge lyrics in a vacuum. That is always the problem with music criticism and review. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Video has motion at 24 frames a second, and audio needs 44,100 pitched clicks in 1 second to sound natural. That being said, lyrics still deserve discussion, even if that discussion will always be inherently incomplete. I was thinking about this friction when, last night, I started listening to the new Somber album everyone's talking about right now. In case you're curious, overall, I liked it. I probably won't listen to the whole thing front to back again, but it is very impressive what Shane Michael Boos has been able to accomplish at the age of 20, and it doesn't make me picture myself slowly falling back through the death veil like Sirius Black at all. I could talk about any song off the album, but the one that seemed the oddest to me was the fourth track, Back to Friends. Now, is my commentary going to be incredibly nitpicky? Yes. You could definitely say, hey, it's not that deep. Or, if you don't like the song, don't listen. Or even, what, is he supposed to spell it out for you? All fair. But I think personally, talking and thinking about art is an important aspect in connecting with it. Songs are not just jokes. Explaining a song should not ruin it. So now, it might seem strange, but come with me. We're gonna start by reading the chorus. How can we go back to being friends when we just shared a bed? How can you look at me and pretend I'm someone you've never met? Strange. Perhaps I'm being obtuse or just dumb, but going back to being friends and pretending I'm someone you've never met are conflicting conditions. They're mutually exclusive, aren't they? Well, not necessarily. I can imagine a situation where the narrator and the subject are intentionally hiding their previous relationship from a third party, say a new partner. This would be a case where they will have to spend time together, but act like they've never met. To me, I can't think of any other situations where they would both go back to being friends and pretend they've never met. Maybe there is, but this is what I've come up with.
Editor's note, something that just occurred to me while I was looking through this. It is possible that in the chorus, you can see it says, how can we go back to being friends when we just shared a bed? It's possible that the story being told in the verses is actually referring to the moment that he fell in love with her, not the last time that they ever slept with each other. Doesn't really change much about the video, but just a slightly different reading.
So, is this reading supported in the rest of the narrative at all? Verse 1. Touch my body tender, 'cause the feeling makes me weak. Kicking off the covers, I see the ceiling while you're looking down at me. This is a fine verse 1. It's establishing the setting of the key memory in the song, but I would like to learn more about the narrator and the subject, besides the fact that they did reverse cowgirl once.
I'm sorry, that's weird.
But it's just the start. It's fine. Moving on to verse 2. It was last December. You were laying on my chest. I still remember I was scared to take a breath. Didn't want to move your head. I'm conflicted. There is no objectively correct way to write music. Not every song needs an arc or a story or even a deep theme. Sometimes just the shape of the words being sung is more than enough to make a great song. But I have the same criticism of verse 2 as verse 1. The narrator watches the subject sleep. That is all we learned. Actually, that isn't true. Whenever the song takes place, the memory the narrator is remembering was last December, so like half a year ago about. Probably not more than 12 months, because then you would say 2 Decembers ago, but besides time frame, we have no further information about how or why they stopped seeing each other. Now the bridge is where we get the most information. The devil in your eyes won't deny the lies. You've sold. I'm holding on too tight while you let go. This is casual. If you're a friend of mine and we've ever discussed lyricism, you probably know that I am extremely aggravated by throwaway analogies. The devil in the subject's eyes is not mentioned except for right here. There aren't even any lines that relate to heaven, hell, religion, or anything tangentially related to devils. But still, we all know what the line means. The subject won't say, but they are put off by the narrator's attachment and pulls away. This isn't going to turn to a relationship. It's casual. Another strange line I don't quite know how to read is, "You've sold, I'm holding on too tight." It could be a poker thing, but that just makes me think of the boss in the battle from Cuphead. Wait. I could have sworn it was a devil, but it's just a die head guy. Okay, never mind. I got nothing. But it's just so disconnected from everything that I have to conclude that the "you've sold" is there for mouthfeel. So after parsing all the lyrics to Back to Friends, what have we gleaned? Have the verses and the bridge contextualize the chorus? How can we go back to being friends, and how can you look at me and pretend I'm someone you've never met related? Unfortunately, the only conclusion that I have from the information provided me from the text of the song is that it just sounded good. Sometimes words are just words, a vehicle for the melody. Somber is not a bad artist. He's an incredible singer, and I look forward to seeing what he does next. But the lyrics of Back to Friends represent an ill pattern in a lot of music, even some great music. It should not be detrimental to dig into a piece of art. In a perfect world, your appreciation should grow, not diminish, as your knowledge of a song deepens. Once again, nothing against Somber, but I hope that as you write, sing, animate, you think about your choices and how they reflect what you create. Decisions made have an impact, but so do decisions not made. It risks telling the audience, don't look too close. In conclusion, the curtains are never just blue. Or I guess in my case, black with flowers and leaves on them. They're never just that.